my friend Tom, that played on my soccer team for many years in New Hall Park. And what happened with Tom, I found very unusual, and I've always wondered um, whether or not everything was legitimate. So I'm trying to solve something here while I'm talking to you, and I have such a slow computer because the other one got broken by a security guard in October. Nobody wants to deal with it. So here we go. I'm going to bring up um, the page is called Connecting Pete Bennett to Tom Coe, who is my coup. And then I'm over here on the U.S. Attorney's site and reading the indictment, March 29, 2019. Freshness Medical Care agrees to pay $231 million to resolve the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, that's interesting. Now, the reason I am talking about it is um, Tom worked at Freshness. He was a project manager, been there for many years, I would say 20 years maybe, and he drops dead. And his company sold. And I've seen this happen before. I got a suicide at Wells Fargo in 2000. I got a suicide at Bank of America in Concord 2003, where I'm holding a protest. And then I got a suicide at the city attorney committing suicide. And then I got my nephews killed. And here goes Tom, drops dead. And there's another guy named Dale Ratliff, which I'll go into another one, which was the CEO of Playtex in New Jersey. And he was my next door neighbor, and his son was my best friend. Tom dropped dead, 48, 49. And Matt committed suicide in 2012. So we have a guy dropped dead in 1979 and owned by a company eventually into the hands of Richard Blum of TPG Newbridge. And then I got TPG Capital owning Freshness, and one of their guys drops dead. I think I've seen it too many times. I got more, but I'm going to leave it at these two right here. I'm going to hope that the U.S. Attorney in Boston, who did the indictment, which is pretty nifty, it was, I'll read it to you. Freshness Medical Care AG and Company, KGA Freshness, German-based provider of medical products and services, has agreed to pay approximately $231 million to resolve the Department of Justice and Securities Exchange Commission investigation into violations of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, FCPA, which, by the way, is the same one that Paul Manafort's going to jail on. Now, I do in here, bribery in all forms is corrosive and illegal, said U.S. Attorney Andrew E. Lelling, I believe I got it right, of the District of Massachusetts. As today's announcement makes it clear, this office will continue its long tradition of aggressively investigating companies and individuals who use bribes and kickbacks to gain unfair and illicit business advantage, and who deliberately turn a blind eye to that conduct. Freshness doled out millions in bribes across the globe to gain competitive advantage in medical services industry, profiting to the tune of $140 million, said Assistant Attorney General Benjamin. This is a tough one, Benjochowski. Sorry, sir. Today's resolution under which Freshness has agreed to retain independent compliance monitor for at least 2 years, and then they'll go right back to what they did. That's who these people are. Sorry, let me jump ahead. This case shows continued commitment of the FBI and our partners to investigate robbery and corruption worldwide. FBI Assistant Director Robert Johnson. I think that's the guy that used to be in San Francisco. And no, I'm not really happy with him, Mr. Johnson, because my nephews died under your watch. And my friends have been killed, and I've almost died. And I'm tired of going to the hospital. And Freshness is important to me because I have two friends that developed sudden kidney failure. I have another friend who I think has lost two sons to kidney failure. And all total, I think I have three, well, including the two that had kidney failure, a total of 3 kidney transplants near me, maybe 4. And I'm in the hospital in 2005 and I'm cooking at between 104 and 105 fever. And I said I was poisoned, and they didn't believe me. Well, now that District Attorney Mark Peterson's out of the way, maybe the current District Attorney, Contra Costa District Attorney Diana Beckman, will work on the we poisoned you, Pete. Maybe not. And down here a little long, it says also this is Angola and Saudi Arabia, my favorite two places. I've had some conversations with some very, very fluid Arabic speakers. They don't know I can recognize quite a number of dialects and languages. Not every time, but I'm pretty good at it, far better than the average person. And, so here I am in the Bay Area. And when they made the bribery arrest in the college admission bribery, I have a couple of cases here that I know are going to lead straight to that. And one of them is Senator Dianne Feinstein. I need my constituent services because literally, Senator, I'm on the side of the street dying. No place to live. I get beaten up. I got beat up by a security guard. I go to the hospital. I posted those pictures. It got so bad I kept taking pictures of me going into the CAT scan, getting the MRI, getting the x-ray, looking at my bleeding face, going, what happened this time? I stood up in front of city councils with a broken nose and broken finger and a shiner. And I'm still in the same spot I was. So that's it right now. Hopefully this is a short one. This laptop's so slow. Hopefully we got it. 6 minutes is long enough. Pete Bennett, Walnut Creek, California, sitting in a warm Starbucks, not being traced like a dog, and being whipped by the people in my neighborhood. Just kidding, but some people have been pretty mean. I'm here to save lives. If it's yours, you might be thankful. If it's somebody you know, you might be thankful. My goal is to keep my two sons alive while they work through these nightmares that are around us. It's become a dirty world, and we're in a bad period, depending on where you're sitting. Pete Bennett, cnetscandal.blogspot.com. You can search bacteria, poison, meningitis, spinal meningitis, sepsis, and then heart attacks. And I've been talking about it for 10 years. Some of these posts started in 2009. And the only thing that's happened to me is I've been arrested and arrested and arrested. And I'm really sick and tired of going to jail. Because when I go to jail, they used to try to kill me. I got arrested by Regency Centers in Walnut Creek for trespassing. The guy that was sitting next to me in the jail was gunned down that night. Oh, yeah, that's just totally normal. My attorney's son committed suicide in that jail, and he's a patent attorney. And that patent attorney crosses into some of the people at TPG. And the father lost his son, and that's tragic all by itself. I'm more than happy to tell you about folks in Boston. But, when you come out, you're going to have to maybe give me something like a place to stay, some walking money. Otherwise, maybe you're just going to have to pound sand. I'm not sure what to do with you guys. I've already been burned by the San Francisco office multiple times. I go to them with good information, and people get killed. And then they make me wait in the lobby until 5 to 5, and then they say, sorry, we're too busy right now. Come back again a little bit earlier. And I said, I've been here for 2 hours. Roger. Next time I'm going in with a little sign and hold it up to the cameras on the wall to say, my nephews were murdered. My friend and her daughter were murdered. I've been beaten up many times since I've been here. And I've spoken out, which found out to be the best way to keep myself alive. And just a week ago, here in Walnut Creek on the corner of Mount Diablo and Locust, I'm 500 feet away from a shooting. Holy hootin'. The guy did get shot. That's right. And that's not the first one I've been through. Pete Bennett signing off from Battlestar Walnut Creek, Locust Street, and Mount Diablo, star dates, whatever, and whatever. I know I'm a little bit rankled tonight, but that's the way it goes.